It's Thursday, March 28, 2024. Welcome to CVM News at noon. I'm Nika Lewis. With Jamaica's foreign reserves at a record high of $4.7 billion, taxation specialist Allison Pierro says she's most hopeful now than ever before that Jamaica is able to stop the sliding dollar. Pierro was speaking on the latest edition of CVM's budget debate discussion show.
I don't give up hope that we could one day go back to 1-to-1 or even higher. But it means, that's why I asked, the average Jamaican. The average Jamaican needs to understand that these are the things that we need to do to get back there. And if we don't do them, that is why we're at 155, 156. We keep moving the dollar in the wrong direction.
Now, economist Kenan Feiler agrees, but he says stopping the sliding dollar will take some time.
Our demand for USD is far, well, let me not say far, it is exceeding the supply of USD, and so that results in depreciation. But if you want the dollar to go the opposite direction now, yes, it can appreciate and get back to certain levels before, but that's not a process that can happen too quickly. And if it does happen,
not an overnight.
Yeah, if it does happen too quickly, that's going to have a negative implication on the external accounts. So you would want that to be sustainable.
Also in the news, one man is dead and 4 others injured following an altercation that occurred in the Mary High School compound Wednesday night. Reports from the Highgate police are that sometime after 8, rather Wednesday evening, because Fabian Needham, otherwise known as Killy Killy, a 28-year-old pump attendant of Walker's Avenue in the parish, was attending a post-sports day celebration at the institution when he got into a fight with a group of men. It's alleged Needham flung a glass bottle to defend himself before running towards the dispersing crowd. The men, however, gave chase, one of whom pulled a handgun and opened fire, hitting Needham in the upper body, killing him on the spot. 4 other persons who were close by were also shot and injured, one of whom remains hospitalized in serious condition. The police retrieved 7 spent casings from the scene, and of course we will have more in subsequent newscasts as the investigations are ongoing. We'll take a break. More news after these.
My granny save her money under her mattress.
Exactly. Your grandmother's house never burned down?
No, how you reach this? That was a one-off thing.
That could have happened to anybody. That's why you must put your money in a financial institution and protect it.
But if the bank crash?
Well, that's where JDIC comes in.
What you mean?
JDIC is a financial safety net which provides coverage for your money in case your financial institution fails.
Explain that to me.
All right. Because of the JDIC deposit insurance scheme, once you put your money into a financial institution like a bank or building society, you can get coverage of up to a maximum of $1.2 million per deposit of your financial institution if it should fail. And for even more information, you can visit their new website at www.jdic.org, and you can follow the social media platforms for the latest information.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Welcome back. It's still in the local segment. Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, on his tour of the Halfway Tree area this week, underscored the need to revamp the Jamaica Vendors, Higglers and Market Association. That was headed lastly by the late President Dunstan Whittingham. Whittingham passed away at his home in 2020. The newly minted mayor, however, insists vendors must have some form of representation.
Dunstan Whittingham, I don't know if it was in Halfway Tree, but I know his stretch was mainly downtown. And at that time, when he died recently, but we used to have Friday morning meeting with him. I know Mayor Mackenzie used to have it, and Mayor Angela Brown-Burke. And we have achieved things because we are able to listen to them. They have put their views on the table, and we have put our views, and we have come to some compromise position. It's not a thing about we want to have a high-handed approach. We want to talk talk to the vendors to make sure that they know that it's their livelihood and how we can accommodate their livelihood at the same time, how they can make sure that they pay their market fee and at the same time do it in a place where they don't be a disturbance or to persons.
Now, over 70 schools are set to benefit from the Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics STEM Ambassador Program. The program is implemented by the Scientific Research Council, the SRC. Executive Director of the SRC, Dr. Shara Watson, says approximately 98 people have volunteered to be part of the program. She says the ideal plan is to have the STEM ambassador more like a service club, where the SRC would be the parent organization, while ambassadors would operate somewhat independently in different regions, guided by the SRC. The initiative is set to promote the interest, awareness, and understanding of science and technology within Jamaican schools. The program was launched during the COVID-19 pandemic and creates an avenue for industry experts and retirees to mentor youngsters through science and technology clubs. Former Deputy House Speaker and Deputy Chairman of the Free National Movement, FNM, Donald Saunders, was fatally shot during a robbery attempt in the Bahamas on Wednesday night. This marks the 34th murder in Nassau, occurring at a bar in the Gambier Village community. Saunders, a member of Lincoln's Inn, served in various legal and political capacities, leaving behind his wife, Tiffany, and their 2 children. Now, in the second of 2 damning reports tabled in Parliament Tuesday, the Financial Services Commission, FSC, faces scrutiny over significant financial mismanagement. The 22-page special audit reveals startling revelations, foremost among them being a staggering $163 million loss incurred during the International Organization of Securities Commission's IOSCO conference held back in 2017. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis leaves no room for ambiguity, asserting that the FSC not only failed to recoup $4.7 million in statutory obligations owed by a former executive director, but also made unauthorized payments totaling $28,000 or almost 4 million Jamaican dollars, 3.6 to be exact, to a consultant without a valid contract or terms of reference. The report delves deeper into the FSC's operations, uncovering a litany of procurement irregularities. We'll take more on that matter, but after this break.
Up, Jamaica, the living God is with you.
Get ready for this Good Friday to end all pain in your life. Take part of these 80 minutes of power on these 2 great events. In Montego Bay at 9 a.m. at number 40 Union Street, at corner East Street, at 12 noon at 141 Maxfield Avenue. For more information, call 757-8424.
A day at the beach can be a vibe, but the vibe's broke when we don't dispose of our garbage properly. This just a mash up with beach life, wildlife, and the economy. We do beach cleanups to spruce up the place. It's our last chance to tackle this garbage problem, where the main culprit is plastic. Luckily, some plastics can be recycled and even earn you a few bucks. In Jamaica, we collect 2 types of plastics for recycling. Type 1, these are your water, soda and juice bottles, cooking oil bottles and other similar types. And Type 2, harder plastics like shampoo, conditioner, soap bottles and other personal care products. By doing beach cleanups and collecting recyclable plastics, you can do your part to keep our island clean. Let's all work together for a healthy environment. So please, not dirty up Jamaica.
Easter's a time for family, fun, and celebration. And at Chris and Charles, we believe that no bunny compares to you. Whether you're planning to party or going on vacation, Chris and Charles has low competitive rates and no guarantor up to $2 million. Why wait? Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028 for loan options. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Welcome back. Today we delve into the recent revelations regarding financial mismanagement at Jamaica's Financial Services Commission, the FSC. Now, the FSC is the regulator of the securities, insurance and private pensions industries. But a damning report by the Auditor General's Department has uncovered troubling practices, including a hemorrhaging of millions of dollars, over $163 million in one instance, to the International Organization of Securities Commission's IOSCO conference in 2017. Joining us now this afternoon to dissect the implications of these findings are economist and university lecturer, Dr. Andre Horton, and also the president of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Philip Ramson. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, so I'll have to take it in stages since none of you would have been in studio. So we'll begin this one with Dr. Horton. The Auditor General's report has shed light on significant financial mismanagement, and we know that many people were anticipating these reports from the Parliament, but now they're finally out, and we've seen the numbers popping up. What do you make of these findings, and what are your initial thoughts about how we're spending taxpayers' money?
Well, Nika, when I saw them, I was very concerned about the mismanagement that's been taking place. I want to emphasize the need for greater accountability, transparency, and also adherence to the regulatory standards within which the FSC must operate. We want to call for a thorough investigation into these issues, and we want to advocate also for reforms to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. You know, it's essential for us to look at these negatives as learning processes, and it's important that we realize that this highlight is not just for us to say a blame game, but for us to put measures in place that Jamaica can move sufficiently forward for the future.
So, Mr. Ramson, we bring you in because from where you sit, help us to understand and interpret this loss, for example, the $163 million loss incurred during a conference back in 2017. That was one of the highlights of the audit. What would you make of that? What did you make of that?
Well, I would have to echo the statements a while ago because I have a concern at the level of loss, but I think also to understand what it is that caused those losses, because taking it out of context by itself, 163 million sounds like a lot, but I don't know to the context of what was budgeted, what the fixed costs were, etc. So I think we would need some more information to understand it. You know, I think mismanagement is a strong word that I don't throw around lightly. So I would want to know more details as to what caused these. And I agree that we need to learn from our mistakes because, you know, we can have a conference. It may take a loss. There may be other mitigating circumstances what caused it. But definitely I would want to see some more information as it regards to what their anticipation was, whether we hit our numbers in terms of attendance, etc. Yes. To understand it. I'm more interested to know how come it took so long to find out this information from a 2017 conference that in 2024 is when we're now understanding and doing a dive as to why we incurred these losses.
Mm. So quite a bit of concern there, but oversight seems to be one of the matters, as you would have brought into focus now, lacking within the entity at that time. And what we're hearing is that positions were created or filled without proper approval and promotions granted without due process. What, therefore, do these deficiencies say about accountability and governance within regulatory bodies? I'll take you first, Mr. Ramson, and then I'll go right back to Dr. Horton.
So definitely accountability is, I think, an important factor. I would say that I have seen a lot of improvement over the last few years in terms of accountability for regulatory bodies. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of headlines of investment firms being caught with fraud. I think it has brought to light a lot of instances where there is not enough accountability. I know that has been a focus of this administration to try and be more accountable. So I think it's important for us to continue in that trajectory, that no matter what entity it is, that accountability has to be at the forefront.
It's a good point for us to take a break because we're up on one right now. Gentlemen, do stay with us.
Can live life to the fullest with HIV. This time signal is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The time is
12:15.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, yeah, the place have to clean. PET, the top of the ethylene, HDPE, buckle up get screen. Baby to granny, everybody roping. Yeah, we got to go green, you know what I mean. See the sign from the bin, if we drop it in, true car window you flick, that another thing. And we don't want no garbage in this game. No, we handle it up, but them are not the same. So listen up, Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies in the every rains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place.
Jacksons and Friends present Divine Intercept, Good Friday, March 29 at the Portmore Heart Academy, and Easter Monday, April 1 at the Merle Grove High School at 6 p.m. Divine Intercept is a dramatic depiction of love, tragedy, suspense, and yes, God's goodness, a must-attend event.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. We're continuing our discussion on the recent Auditor General report into matters affecting the FSC from as far back as 2017. Joining us to discuss this, we have university lecturer and economist, Dr. Andre Horton, and we also have the president of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Philip Ramson. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now, Dr. Horton, before the break, we spoke about oversight seemingly lacking at the entity up to that point where this audit would have been conducted. And we also want to draw attention to the procurement irregularities that were mentioned as another major focus of this report, with payments approved without evidence of work done, a lack of proper procedure for contract approval. Is it time for the government to rethink its procurement procedures?
Yeah, you saw in the last budget when some of these procurement procedures were highlighted. And I think that any times when you look at contracts and we look at things that get done in the country, we always tend to blame the procedures and the different bureaucratic procedures that prevent many of the simple things from getting done. The the overall highlights in the report underscore the need for a comprehensive reassessment of the government's procurement procedures. The findings that were here suggest weaknesses that may enable inefficiency, waste, and even potential fraud within the procurement process. It's imperative, therefore, for the government to implement stricter control, implement measures to enhance transparency, which is very important, and also to enforce rigorous oversight mechanisms to prevent such